my cosmic besties, and welcome back to my channel. Today is the 12th of March, and I'm here to talk about one of the most significant aspects or astrological events which is happening in the astral realms right now. Initially, I had no plans of making this video, which is why it's coming so late or today, but from what I experienced and what I've been experiencing, it just felt fitting, and I felt that I need to make this video. So basically what's happening today is the day Jupiter is making a degree based conjunction. It's an exact conjunction with the semi planet Chiron in the sign of Aries. Now if you know about astrology, then Jupiter is the planet of expansion and Chiron is the wounded healer, and basically they have come very close to each other right now, and they are making a exact degree based conjunction in the sign of Aries. So what does this mean? Conjunction is when two planets or two astrological bodies come together in the same size and they line up within 8 to 10 degrees of each other, and so it appears from our perspective that they are sitting together, or they're sitting on top of each other, or they're sitting next to each other, and it's just from our perspective. Basically they line up in their own orbit. So from our perspective, from our geocentric point of view, it appears that they are sitting on top of each other, even though that's not actually so. In reality they have just lined up in their own orbits, because obviously if they were sitting on top of each other in the astronomical sky, then the consequences or the effects would be a lot more different than what we are facing right now. So what makes this conjunction so significant? Well, to be honest, initially I didn't think it to be such a significant event. I honestly thought it's only going to affect people with Aries placements the most, with significant Aries placements in their chart the most. But then from what I have been observing in my own social circle, amongst my friends and my family, a lot of people are going through a lot, and which I can only relate to this particular conjunction which is happening. Well, of course a lot of things are happening in the sky right now, in the astral realms right now. There is this whole cycle which is ending, another cycle which is beginning, and a lot of changes have already started taking place, with Saturn already having moved into Pisces and Pluto soon shifting into Aquarius. But this aspect is not as trivial as I initially thought it to be, because from what I found out is that this conjunction happens every 14 to about 19 years, and the last time it happened was in 2009 in the sign of Aquarius, and the next time it's going to happen is 2036 and in the sign of Gemini. So whatever's happening right now, it is going to have an effect, and that effect is going to stay with us for the next 13 years. Now this conjunction between Jupiter and Chiron has been building up for a while now, and that is since February of 2023, which is when I started feeling the effects of this conjunction, even though they were not that close. But as soon as they entered within 10 degrees of orb, that is like within 10 degrees of each other, I started feeling the effects. But that's because I have my natal moon in Jupiter. Not all of you would have felt that, but I feel like most of the people are feeling some effect of this particular conjunction to some degree, and the effects of this will be felt till the 25th of March, and some might even continue feeling the effect based on whatever natal placements you have until Jupiter moves into Taurus in May, or on the 16th of May. So if you have been feeling anxious, sad or mad or panicky, demotivated, fearful, or just an extra bout of negative emotions, or if you have been experiencing some past traumas and wounds and fears and limitations resurfacing, well, it's this conjunction, okay? You have to thank this transit for that, and I mean it. Thank it, really, because whatever's coming to the surface, it's here because it is asking you for attention. It is asking for attention because this thing needs to move out of your life. So it is coming out to the surface, and it is here, and it is calling your attention to it. so that you can look into it and so that you can be healed in that particular area and let go of the past hurts, the past wounds, and the traumas which are holding you back and keeping you, stopping you from living your life to the best of your abilities. Jupiter is a planet of expansion and Chiron is a wounded healer. So right now, since Jupiter is touching Chiron, so it's almost like it's holding a magnifying glass over your wounds and traumas from the past, which is why a lot of people are finding that a lot of past wounds and things which involve and our own images and things which keep us bound to our own identity, our own views on our identity and everything is coming to the surface. And that's just because Jupiter is holding that magnifying glasses and is forcing us to acknowledge and see those parts of ourselves. Because whatever negative emotion is coming up, basically it's screaming for help, it's crying for attention, it's crying for help, so that you can take a look at it and you can heal those parts of yourself. Typically, you would hear astrologers say that wherever Chiron is in your natal chart is the place where you can become a very good healer, and it is by virtue of healing others that you get healed. And while that is great because that involves a law of karma into this, because right, when you're healing others, by virtue of healing others and by the law of karma, you'd also get healed in those processes, and that's really a great way of doing that because it also fastens the process. But what if you do not have the means of healing others? Well, I would say that this Chiron and Jupiter conjunction in the in the sign of Aries is it's basically telling us that we need to revisit our ideas of healing and ideas regarding therapy and how we attach definitions to certain things. And it's time for us to break free of those limitations and limiting beliefs, and that's what this Chiron in Aries is trying to achieve, because it's the end of a old cycle and it's the beginning of a new cycle. So it's about time we seed some new thoughts into the universe, we seed some new ideas into the universe. Because if we think that it's only when we are healing others or only when we are putting others' need in front of our own need will we be healed, then we are still attaching ourselves to some past ideas and ideals of healing. A lot of our wounds, and Aries wounds to be precise, stem from seeking approval of others, seeking love, attention, appreciation, acceptance, and nurture from our parents, friends, partners, the society, and the world in general. It's because our expectations are usually not met. That is why we feel betrayed. And this card here seems very aligned with the Chiron in Aries, so I'm going to keep it aside and come back to it later. So as I was saying, Chiron in Aries is asking us to look into the parts of ourselves which felt betrayed, which was heartbroken because we didn't get the love or acceptance which we were seeking from others. That's the kind of Aries wound almost everyone has, somewhere where they felt unloved, where they felt like they were not wanted. And Jupiter right now is telling us that it's about time that we break free from those wounds which make us feel small and unloved. Because the fact is that there is an endless amount of love in this universe, and just because we didn't get the love that we wanted, that we seek from others, doesn't mean that we won't get that love or acceptance ever in the future, and or that we cannot give that to ourselves. Because the fact remains that whoever didn't give us the love and the care and whatever they wanted to give, whatever that we wanted from them, was because that's what they knew, that's just how much they knew to give, and they just were not capable of giving it to us, giving us the love or the care or the attention that we needed. And that's okay, because that was their reality, that was just what they were capable of giving or not giving. And it doesn't mean that we cannot give that love or care or nurture to ourselves. Jupiter conjunct Chiron in Aries is asking us to look into those parts of ourselves which wanted validation, or make a list of the things where we wanted validation, and then maybe fulfill our own dreams one at a time. Maybe we wanted our parents to take us to that particular restaurant or something, or buy us a particular thing, or just wanted them to notice. So sit with yourself and try to notice that parts of yourself, or sit with, just make that time and that space for yourself, and give yourself the love and the nurture which you need, or which way you are seeking outside yourself. Because it's about time that we take our own care and our own love in our own hands. We stop giving our needs to others and expecting others to fulfill our needs. It's about time we start fulfilling our own needs and be there for ourselves first. Because when we show up for ourselves, we'll find that other people are also showing there for us, and we'll also be able to show up for others. You become the healer for yourself first, because it's only in healing yourself that you'll also be able to heal the people around you. It's only in accepting yourself will you be able to accept the people around you. So first we have to work upon accepting ourselves, giving that love to ourselves, feeling that love for ourselves. And that is the first thing. That is a seed which Jupiter conjunct Chiron is asking us to do. That is the seed which Jupiter is asking us to plant right now, because that seed is going to take root, and that seed is going to grow, and that seed is going to become a tree, become a whole ass tree, and is going to bear fruits and provide us all the abundance and the love that we need. So plant that seed today, plant the seed today. This Jupiter and Chiron are also asking us very important questions, and it is whether we accept ourselves. Do we accept ourselves for who we are? Do we accept ourselves for whoever we are? And are there some shame, some parts of ourselves which we don't want to acknowledge? Are there some things about us which we hate? Because if there are those parts, those really need to be addressed, those really need to be looked into, and those parts need to be released. Nobody is stopping you from being the ideal person that you want to be. The only person who usually decides our limitations are just us, because nobody is stopping us from thinking in a different way. I know, of course, mental health is a very valid thing, and mental health is very important and significant. So of course, if you feel like there's a lot, definitely seek help. That is what this Jupiter and Chiron in Aries is also telling us. Seek the help that we need. We don't have to wait for the help to come to us. We can always seek the help. We can always seek to help ourselves first. Reach out to people who you know would be able to help you. Reach out to a therapist if that's who you need. Reach out and do the work for yourself. Pay yourself the attention which you were seeking from others. Speak up for yourself. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be known. Accept yourself. See yourself for who you are, for you are beautiful. And with that, let us take a look at these two cards, which I felt are very on brand with this conjunction, with this Chiron conjunct Jupiter in the sign of Aries. Because as you can see, this is all about going deep down within yourself. Here the girl has gone down under the surface of the earth, and it is about going deep down within yourself, finding those fears, facing those fears. Because once you face those fears, once you take control of these fears, once you see that the fears are not bigger than you, and actually you can control them, whatever those insecurities are, she has gone down deep within herself, and she has tamed those fears, those insecurities, and those fears which were holding her back. And from when she did that, she was able to push out this part of herself which really looks like a volcano, right? And she was able to push this light out. Because when you're able to go past your fears and limitations, or those self-limiting beliefs, you'll find that you are bigger and you're greater than what you ever thought of yourself, what you ever thought yourself to be. And when that's done, and obviously how can you do that, which I felt was like, this was very helpful with that. And this is the card of positive affirmations. So self-acceptance is obviously feeling that love for yourself, looking into those parts of yourself which don't feel so good, and looking into those parts of yourself. And using affirmations is a really effective way of accepting those parts of yourself which you might feel are not so worthy is the word which is coming to mind, obviously, from saying this word here. So as you can see, she has written those affirmations all over herself, and obviously you don't have to do that. You don't have to write affirmations all over yourself, but just find that list of affirmations. This is a technique which I think is can prove to be very beneficial to almost anyone. Look within yourself and see those parts of yourself which you don't like. Okay, maybe you don't like your, let's give an example, your nose. So either, like, obviously we can always go the plastic surgery route and get our nose fixed, get a new nose job done, but and while that's okay, and if that is what you want to do, that's great. But if that is not what you want to do, oh my god, can you believe this thing came out again? I was just looking for another set of self-help card which might help us understand, which might help us look deep, which might help us absorb this energy, make use of this energy in a better sense. But this card came up, so I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that, yeah, so obviously you can get that nose job done, but where does that end? Today is your nose, tomorrow it might be the lips, which don't seem to be plump enough for the current trends of those plumped out lips. And what Chiron in Aries is telling us is that we are beautiful regardless of how we look, how we appear, of our age, of our sex, or our outer body appearance, because what love is, what beauty is, what also comes from within. When we are truly happy with ourselves, when we are truly in love with life, when we are truly in love with the essence of just being here, we radiate this sort of light, and when we start radiating that sort of light, that is the most beautiful thing ever. So, and this sort of light, no matter how much we go behind or after achieving a particular look, losing weight, fitting into a particular dress, or the societal expectations, or having more money, like, no matter how much we are always yearning to make ourselves perfect and fit into the definition of perfect, what this transit and what this cards here are telling us, that we are perfect just the way we are. Whatever we think we are lacking within ourselves, it's not actually lacking. The universe has given us abundance. The universe has given us all that we would ever need in order to live our life to the fullest in this world. The only thing which is stopping us often from living the life of our dreams is just us. It's our strive for perfection. It's our strive to reach that perfect image, to be that perfect image which society has upheld. Like, if you cannot be happy if you are not earning this much, you cannot be happy if you are not successful, you cannot be successful if you are not rich. It's just those expectations, and it's just all those pressures, the societal pressures, or the societal image which has been created. What it's time now to break free of those societal expectations, of those limitations, of those limiting beliefs, of what has been put on us by society and by our maybe ancestors, or just the world around us. It's that image of perfection which we are seeking, and we don't need to seek, because we are perfect just the way we are. We already have that. Everything that we ever need, we already have that within ourselves, and all we have to do in order to reach that gold mine within ourselves is dive deep within ourselves and accept ourselves for as we are. Okay, so I've already rambled on for too long. Thank you for listening to me, and I would just like to end this video with that it's a beautiful transit which is happening right now, and it's offering us the chance to heal the past wounds and traumas and start a new journey, healed and with love and gratitude for all that we have, because this life is a gift. This life is beautiful and it's magical. Have a beautiful Sunday, my cosmic butterflies. Have fun. Remember to love yourself. Remember, you can heal. And if you're listening to this, you have already started that healing journey. And so I welcome you to your healing journey. Thank you for watching or listening to this video, and much love, light, and healing to you. I love you, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.